Hello class 10. Today I am going to start with this division of this nervous system. Nervous system basically divides in two parts. First is the central nervous system, also called CNS. C stand for central, N for nervous system, and N for nervous, S for system. CNS means central nervous system, PNS means peripheral nervous system. Here central nervous system includes two parts lying in the skull. Skull is the cavity of the bony box that is called skull. Skull contain two parts are spinal cord or contained within the vertical column. Brain and spinal cord basically. The CNS, central nervous system, contain two parts, brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system contains two subdivision, that is a somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. In somatic nervous system, also called as SNS, somatic nervous system means SNNS. Autonomic ANS, autonomic nervous system ANS. ANS, autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system convey information to skull muscle, to skeletal muscle, or also called voluntary muscle. Convey information to skeletal muscle or voluntary muscle. Autonomic nervous system includes a pair or chain of ganglia and nerves which control the involuntary actions of many internal organs, smooth muscles, heart muscles, and gland in autonomic nervous system. Now here the first part of the central nervous system, that is brain. Brain, the proportion of the size of the body, the human brain is the largest among all animals. Human brain largest among all animals. The brain is a very delicate organ, well protected inside the brain box called cranium. Brain box called cranium. It is the largest in humans and it is protected inside a box. That box is called the cranium. It is a bony structure of the skull. The adult brain weighs about 1.35 kg and constitute about 2% of the total body weight. It is 80% water and consume more than 25% of the total oxygen taken into the body. Now covering. Main thing, that is a cranium. Cranium is a box in which brain situated, or brain is protected by the bony box, that is called cranium, is the right thing. What is brain? Brain is the largest in humans and it is protected by a bony cavity, that is called cranium. Now covering. The brain is protected by three membranous covering called meninges, collectively called meninges. Brain protected by three membranous covering collectively called meninges, which continue backwards on the spinal cord. First covering, that is a dura mater, second arachnoid, and third one is pia mater. First one is dura mater, second is arachnoid, and third one is pia mater. Here is not that matter. It's not. It's incorrect. It's mater. M-A-T-E-R. Mater. Okay. Dura mater, arachnoid, and pia mater. Dura mater, the outermost tough fibrous membrane. Tough, dura means tough, mater means mother. Tough membrane, that is called dura mater. Arachnoid, thin, delicate middle layer. Arachnoid, thin, delicate middle layer. And pia mater, the innermost highly vascular membrane rich supplied with blood. It is supplied with blood. It is tough, it is thin, and it is supplied with blood, and it is a vascular membrane. Now what is meningitis? When any inflammation of the meninges, collectively called meningitis. If any inflammation occur in these covering, that is dura mater, arachnoid, and pia mater, the disease is called, that is called meningitis. What is cerebrospinal fluid? The space between the covering membrane is filled with a watery fluid, that is cerebrospinal fluid. What is the function? It is a board examination question. What is the function of the cerebrospinal fluid? It acts as a cushion to protect the brain from shock. The same fluid also fills the central spaces of the brain and central canal of the spinal cord. Basically, it protects the brain from the shock. What is the function of this fluid? It's protect the brain from the shocks. What meningitis, inflammation occur in meninges is called meningitis. Meninges are the covering which covers the brain. First one, outer one tough, that is dura mater. Thin one is arachnoid, and inner vascular blood supply occur in it, that is pia mater. Cerebrospinal fluid, space between the covering membrane is filled with the watery fluid. Suppose this is three membranes, this space is filled with the watery fluid. This is called cerebrospinal fluid. This is called cerebrospinal fluid. What is the function of this fluid? It protects the brain from the shocks. Now, parts of the brain. The brain has three main parts visible externally. Visibly externally, three parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Here also written cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Cerebrum is the largest portion of the brain. It is divided into two, right and left halves, called cerebral hemisphere. If it is cerebrum, this is cerebrum. This is cerebrum. It divides into two halves. Each one is called cerebral hemisphere. This is cerebral hemisphere. This is called, this one is cerebrum, the whole part. This is cerebrum. It divides into two halves, that is called cerebral hemisphere. Their outer surface is highly convoluted with ridges and grooves. Each cerebral hemisphere is a hollow. Internally, the wall have two regions. The outer one is cortex and inner one is medulla. The cortex contains the cell body. Here is the cell body. You know, in my previous video, it's explained. This one, this round part, which contain nucleus, dendron, dendrite, all. This part is called cyton and this part is called axon or nerve fiber. Now, cortex portion, the outer portion of the cerebral hemisphere contain the cell body, this round region or cell body. It is of grey color, so it is called grey matter. It present outside the surface, outer surface. Now, medulla contain axons, this nerve fiber, white in color, so white inside. The outer portion, cortex of the cerebrum, contains cell body of the neurons and being greyish in color is called the grey matter. It is the layer of grey matter which is folded to form the convolution. The fold are called the gyri and sulci. That is gyri and sulci. Folds occur in the brain, that is gyri. See here in this picture, easily visible gyri and sulci. See here, folds. These folds are called gyri and between the fold is a groove. See here, this groove is called sulci. See, suppose in brain this type of folds and grooves are present, then this fold are called gyri and these grooves like this one, these grooves are called sulci. Folds are called gyri and grooves are called sulci. Now, next one, that is visual system increases the surface area to accommodate the more nerve impulse. Why fold and grooves occur inside the brain? Due to increase the surface area to accommodate more nerve cell. It is believed that the higher number of convolution in the human brain is due to the larger number of the brain cells and hence greater intelligence. Means ये कहा जाता है कि जिसके अंदर जितने ब्रेन में फोल्ड्स होते हैं उसका इंटेलिजेंस पावर उतना ज़्यादा होता है. क्यों होता है इंटेलिजेंस पावर ज़्यादा? ड्यू टू फोल्ड्स एंड ग्रूव्स. क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा फोल्ड्स होगा उसका उतना ज़्यादा सरफेस एरिया होगा और जितना बड़ा सरफेस एरिया होगा उतनी ही ज़्यादा उसमें न्यूरॉन्स होंगी. मीन्स मोर नंबर ऑफ न्यूरॉन्स अकोमोडेटेड in that small space in folds and grooves, and it is believed that the higher number of convolution in the human brain is due to the larger number of the brain cells and hence greater intelligence. It is correlated, means जिसका जितना ज़्यादा surface area होगा उसका intelligence power उतना ही ज़्यादा होगा. क्यों? जितना ज़्यादा surface area है, more neurons और nerve cells are present there, so intelligence power more. the inner portion of the cerebrum, this one inner portion is whitish portion, which contains the axon or nerve fiber of the neuron. What is corpus callosum? One word, that is this one, here it is written. What is corpus callosum? Corpus callosum, the hard body, is a sheet of fibers connecting to cerebral hemisphere. It connects this one, the center part. This plate-like structure is called corpus callosum. What is the function of this corpus callosum? Is to transfer information from one hemisphere to the another. What is the function of this corpus callosum? It transfer the message or information from one hemisphere to other. This is the corpus callosum, is the exact position in the cerebrum. This is cerebrum, it divides into two hemisphere, and the central part which divides it, that is called corpus callosum. The highly developed cortex gray matter enable us to think, reason out, invent, plan and memorize. Overall, the cerebrum is the seat of intelligence, consciousness and willpower. It controls all voluntary activity. Okay. Now, what is the main function of the cerebrum? It is a seat of intelligence, willpower, controls all voluntary activity. Now, generally called subconscious or unconscious mind is also located in the cerebrum. Subconscious or unconscious mind is also located in the cerebrum. Many past experiences are covered up by more recent impression which dominate conscious activity.